It's playoff week, but obviously so many distractions, so many things going on with this team, especially Kellen Moore now is getting interviewed for a head coaching job. We're going to be talking about the updates on Jayrone Herz and why everyone needs to stay off social media because this is kind of crazy. And we're going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers, obviously, the differences from the beginning of the season in Brazil till now, and what the Eagles have to do to win this game this coming Sunday and wild card weekend. So let's get straight into it all.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day today. This video is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out. Now, to start out with some news for the day, it's from yesterday, really. So, first with Jayrone Herz, okay? Adam Schefter put out a tweet saying that Jayrone Herz is in concussion protocol. Okay. I don't know what happened because I thought Saturday he was at practice or he was in walkthroughs. I don't know if that counts as an actual practice or there's a difference. You could show up to a walkthrough, maybe not a practice. I don't know. I mean, it's still a practice regardless. Everyone needs to stay off social media. Okay. We know Jayrone Herz should be cleared by Wednesday. Wednesday he should be cleared. He should practice normally, and then Thursday, and then obviously, we'll be ready by Sunday for the big playoff game. It is getting so crazy now, okay, that there are doctors that have actual doctors that have followings, and this guy had over 111,000 followers on X. Okay. They're not even a part of the NFL. They're not even a part of the Eagles. Don't even work for the Eagles. Has never been around Jayrone Herz. And they're putting out these reports on what they think is wrong and when he'll play and a traumatic brain injury. He's only on, stage 3, which there's 5 stages to concussion. I mean, it's just insane the amount of shit that you just run into. There's doctors that have these big followings that are literally trying to give some diagnosis, not even connected to anything that's going on. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so I thought this was just kind of over the top crazy. Okay, if I'm going to really discuss probably my 2 big worries going into this game on Sunday, one, it's special teams. It's Jake Elliott. It's Braden Mann on his punts. And obviously it's because, he had that really bad fourth quarter punt. Hopefully we'll be fine. And obviously Jake Elliott needs to be on kickoff. Okay. And number 2, it's Jayrone Herz not throwing the football for 3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks. 1 week I could deal with it. 2 weeks I could deal with it. 3 weeks is a long time. So knocking off rust, all of that's really the only worry, which I really hope they don't go into this game on Sunday and throw 3 times on the first sequence, throw 3 times on the second sequence. They try to get this passing game going really early and try to get, knock the rust off Jayrone Herz as fast as possible. Because at the end of the day, practice is practice. A football game is a football game. And this is an important football game because obviously you lose this game, you're done. It's a one and done. Okay, so those are really my only 2 worries going to this game. And I'm hoping, Hertz will be cleared on Wednesday, and then we could take a breath, and then hopefully he can catch up, knock the rust off in practice, and then hopefully look great in this, playoff game, come Sunday. So very, very, not worried, but, have to watch out for that, obviously. News that everybody is not going to want to hear is Kellen Moore. It looks like the New Orleans Saints have requested Kellen Moore for the head coaching job for the Saints on an interview. Now, from what I know behind the scenes, it's not really the teams that really request. It's more likely Kellen Moore did request the Saints for an interview because there is an open job right there. We've seen some coaches get fired already. Doug Peterson's out of Jacksonville. There's a lot of coaches that are getting fired now that need new coaches. Kellen Moore, man, and the Eagles can't block this. The Eagles cannot block this. If he was going for an offensive coordinator job, they could block it. And because it's a higher up type job as a head coach, they can't block any of it. Guys, we need to figure out a way to keep Kellen Moore in the building. I swear to God, dude. I mean, this quarterback is never going to have the same fucking three different coordinators in 3 years. I mean, right? 3 years? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, man. They have got to throw Kellen Moore as much money as possible. They need to do as much as they possibly can. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they got to do something. They got to do something here. We can't go through this for another season. It's like it sucks that we have a head coach that can't call plays or keep plays in-house, keep a game plan in-house, which I thought he was going to do last year, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Okay. Nick obviously needs help. Nick is not a game planner. Okay, we know that he's a tone setter, he's a culture setter, and that's as far as it goes with him helping out with this offense. Maybe he puts in a few things that maybe they've had success in the past with, but that's really as far as it goes. But you lose Kellen Moore after this season, it's going back to square one all over again. And then Hertz has to learn a new offense with a new coordinator. And, it's different terminology. Just because you want to keep the same type of play calling, even though if it's a different coordinator, it's going to be different terminology. It's just going to be different. Realistically, this is the first year where Hertz is running a pro-style offense because, he wasn't calling out protections or doing any of that because Kelsey did that for the last 2 years, and that's something we didn't know until, beginning of this year before in the offseason. So they got to find a way to throw as much money at Kellen Moore as possible, but I don't blame Kellen Moore. He's been looking for a head coaching job since 2021. Okay, he tried to get the Eagles coaching job in 21 before Nick got hired in a heartbeat. So this is what happens when you're good every year. But, man, we can't even keep anybody in this fucking building for more than a year. So we know we don't have to worry about Fangio. Thank God he's an older coach, and thank God he's already had a head coaching job, and he's been a defensive coordinator most of his career. So thank God that Fangio is still going to be in the building, which I feel very good about that. Very comfortable with that in my heart, in my soul. But this offensive coordinator position, man, because you have a head coach that can't take over play calling, like Andy Reid could take over play calling, can play call, and have any coordinator that's next to him to help him with game planning, but that's about it. The play calling still stays in house. That's why KC has a good head coach in Andy Reid. That's why KC has the same defensive coordinator since 2018. I mean, it's been, like no coaches are ever leaving in and out because your head coach has play calling in house. Nothing really changes offensively. And that's the problem we have with Nick. Nick really has no value in that. So when a coordinator leaves, it's like, do I trust Nick to take over next year? And, we thought, in 22 that from the 21 season, in 23 in the 20 from the 22 season that he would at least take some things out of Shane Steichen's playbook. That never happened. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous, man. So I'm hoping to God that Kellen Moore does not leave, man. This quarterback needs a break from new coordinators. They can't even keep anybody in the building for over a year, man. I mean, I'm just going out of my mind over this. I know these are a little bit distractions. You can't really help yourself when you think about things like this. So this was just, I already knew it was going to happen. Sooner or later, Kellen Moore is going to request get some interviews, and hopefully the Eagles can keep him, get up his salary, do whatever you possibly can, because we can't stop him from getting a head coaching job or block it, unfortunately. So that's where we are, of what's going on. So that's, hate that news, but that's where we're at. The Philadelphia Eagles on their social media, they put up a tweet on X saying, "Let's hunt Eagles emoji," and it was a new profile pic for the week, and it's black. Are we having another blackout for the playoff game? I honestly wish this was Kelly Green, because it would have been so much better to wear Kelly Green for this Green Bay Packers wildcard weekend playoff game this weekend. But it is black, and I'm guessing the Eagles will be black helmets, black pants, and black jerseys yet again for this game, which kind of sucks, man. I want the Kelly Greens to come back for the playoffs. Maybe they will. I don't know, but I think I don't know why they wouldn't. They know the fans like the Kelly Green more than the black. Maybe they'll save it for another game. I don't know, but we'll see what happens if the Eagles could survive after this weekend and see what happens. But the blackout, for the playoffs, I don't mind it at all. We'll see what happens with that. Now we didn't talk about the Green Bay Packers, okay? Obviously, they had a devastating loss. They had a devastating loss against the Bears, okay, losing by a field goal. I mean, they literally crawled their way. I mean, they already made the playoffs, obviously, but crawling their way, injured and not looking so great. I mean, we thought, the Packers were really going to lock that game up, but the Bears fought hard and, that's what happens, a week-to-week league like this. So they're not looking too good coming off that week. But obviously, big injuries for the Green Bay Packers, okay? A new one of their most dynamic receivers in Christian Watson, had a non-contact football injury during the game, and it is an ACL injury. He is out for the rest of the year. They still got a good receiver in Jaden Reed. Obviously, they have a run game, and obviously, you really have to contain Jordan Love in the pocket. And just remember that they don't have one of their top corners, and Jair Alexander. He has a PCL tear, so he's out for the rest of the year. So this was last week that happened. So a big playmaker on defense, a big playmaker on offense for the Green Bay Packers. So those are two really big hits they do take, with a couple more they've been on IR the entire year. And other than that, they're relatively healthy, but that's a big weapon on offense that they're going to be without. As of Jordan Love for right now, okay, obviously they pulled him out of the Bears game. He was getting beat up. I think it was a fumble play or something like that where he messed up his elbow. Looks like it is a bad bruising on his elbow, on his throwing hand. And I thought he busted his hand as well, but the hand seems like it's fine. The elbow, Jordan Love did say some things about it, saying that, it's not good right now. It'll get better. It'll be better. We'll be better by next week. I don't know. You know what I mean? So there might be some pain in that elbow while he's throwing. So he's probably not going to be 100%. But obviously, I'm not going to believe too much into it. But, they pulled him out of that game. They put Malik Willis in. We know how much a difference Jordan Love is to that offense. And losing him would be, obviously detrimental to their playoff game. Malik Willis has won some games, actually, without Jordan Love being in some games in the past. So, it's not a horrible, but looking at their team, okay, the differences from the first game, okay, which the Eagles had a home playoff game in Brazil, okay, and it was a close game back and forth. That was a very important game for the Philadelphia Eagles, so I was really glad they did win that first game of the season. They still got, Josh Jacobs in the backfield, which they really have to contain him. He had over, 1,300 yards this season. Jaden Reed at 857 yards, really good receiver for them. Offensive line's not too bad, but we've gotten the best of them at times. Offensively, they're fifth in yards, they're fifth in rushing, 12th passing yards, and obviously points per game. They rank 8th with their offense. Now defensively, against they've given up they're 5th in yards. Against the run, they're 7th with 99.4, and 13th against the pass, 215.2, and 6th, 19.9. So I think at home they were only giving up, I think, 17 to 18 points average, and I think on the road they give up like 22. So they give up, that's like a whole extra score that they give up when they're on the road. So they haven't really been. I don't think they've been very consistent in their division as well. I don't think they've had the most consistent season. I don't think Jordan Love has thrown a pick probably since Thanksgiving, around that area, somewhere around that area. I forgot what game, but I remember it was near Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. I forgot when he didn't throw a pick there, but I know it's been a while. So the difference is I think the Eagles will do well offensively in the passing attack. They're going to run Saquon Barkley. We all know this. And, I think, Jair Alexander didn't really do much against us. I thought A.J. Brown had a really good game against him. So obviously that's huge for the Eagles offense and these wide receivers and getting some fits. Obviously their defense, they have Xavier McKinney that leads, I think, the league in picks. Xavier McKinney has been a fantastic player. The Eagles almost got him in free agency. Devonta Wyatt Kenny Clark on the defensive line. They got some playmakers here and there, but I don't know. They're dealing with the best offensive line in football, in my opinion, obviously. And I think, Hertz will have his protection. We'll get this run game going. And I think the receivers and Dallas Goedert being back is definitely huge, whether they want to use him, double tie sets, and having Calcaterra in there if that's what they really want to do. So I think the Eagles are well favorable, a little bit more healthy. I mean, after that detrimental loss they had against the Bears, they really crawled into the seeding. They kind of stayed at the seeding. They stayed at the 7th seed, whatever it was, and want to protect some of their players. But, they definitely dealt with their licks of injuries for the year. And, it is what it is. They're in a very tough division besides the Bears, a very tough division, and I don't think they did too well within the division. But they got what they deserve. So this is going to be a big matchup this Sunday. And I think the Eagles, I think offensively score points, and defensively, what you really got to do. Jaden Reed is really the only one at wide receiver I'm really worried about it. I'm only worried about, sorry. You want to contain Josh Jacobs. I thought they did that really well the first game, and obviously you got to contain Jordan Love from, finding those run lanes, okay, because he could run, so we'll see what happens with that. The difference is the Eagles didn't have Cooper DeJean in that first game. If you remember, Cooper DeJean, it was like 5. I don't know what's the first game DeJean got into, fully, where he was a full starter. It might have been week 5, week 6. It took him a while to come back from injury, but they slowly started putting him into games, taking him out. So he was getting some sample sizes, and obviously that first game, there was no Cooper DeJean whatsoever. So that's big for the secondary. And like I said, we haven't faced them since week 1, so they might look similar to what we've seen them in the beginning. But both teams have changed dramatically, especially the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's really the report, so you're dealing, Green Bay's dealing with some injuries. Everyone, the Eagles have had some injuries this year, but relatively healthy offensively. Goddard's back, and defensively, I need to see a pass rush, this Sunday. I really need to see a pass rush. You know what I mean? Bryce Huff, I'm hoping really good in the rotation. Nakobe Dean should be back from the abdomen injury because he was out the last couple weeks. Him and Bond got to stick those guys back together again, even though Burks, I thought, had a really good game against the Giants. He had like 17 tackles. He had a huge game. So we will see what happens, everybody. Let me know what you guys think about, obviously, this matchup. What do you guys think about Kellen Moore, where he's going to go? Because this is, this is going to be big if the Eagles lose Kellen Moore. So this will definitely be on my mind. I'll be on the lookout for how many interviews he's going to go get for a head coaching job. And if you guys have it checked out as well, the Philly Shakedown podcast merch, definitely check it out. We have a new promotion for the playoffs. If you buy 2 items, any mix or match 2 items, you get free shipping. Yes, free shipping. So go get your merch, your t-shirts, your hoodies, women's tees, everything. We have everything there. Link will be in the description. Link will be in the posted comment on the top as well for you guys. So definitely check all of that. I appreciate it so much. We appreciate it so much. I'm ready for some playoff football. So we'll be talking a lot more about this with you guys. Hope to see you guys on the next one. And let's get this thing going. Shake Squad up, follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.